everybody, I'm Chuck.
And I'm Becca.
Here we are on the red carpet at the CMT Awards. This award show is a lot of fun because it's kind of a free-for-all. People kind of let their hair down on this one.
You know, it's a lot more laid back than a lot of awards shows. It just kind of, everybody's casual, it's fan-voted, everybody's having fun.
Everybody has a party right here on the carpet.
And you never know who's going to be here. A lot of interesting collaborations happening tonight, and we'll be talking to a lot of people coming down the carpet. We are here on the purple carpet at the CMT Music Awards, and we have a couple of wrestling guys with us, James and Crimson. So first of all, what brings you here?
You know, we're out here promoting our big pay-per-view, our 10-year anniversary, Slammiversary, coming up this Sunday. And also I got a music video out, a song out called Long Necks and Rednecks, and it's actually the theme song for a new show on CMT called Redneck Island. So, you know, that's very good. So we're out here promoting that, and, you know, hopefully everybody tune in this Saturday.
One of the things I've noticed too is it seems to be kind of a family thing between country artists and wrestlers. I mean, have you kind of picked up on that same thing, Crimson?
Yeah. You know, me and James were talking about it earlier, and he's talked about it before. You know, the fan base is very similar in country music and wrestling because, like he said, the fans are so loyal. And, you know, they kind of interact and kind of go with each other. So, you know, being here is kind of like being at home.
Well, let me ask you, I mean, obviously it's a country music award show. I've seen you guys like hobnobbing with Toby Keith and some of the other stars. Are there people that are you fans of country music, and are you looking forward to seeing certain people here?
Yeah, you know, I'm a huge fan of country music, actually. I'm from New York, but I moved down here. I love Tennessee, I love Nashville, I love country music. And, you know, there's a couple people, I'm a fan of Rascal Flatts. I'm looking forward to seeing them. So I am a fan. You know, I'm kind of like taken back by some of this, you know, but, you know, some of these guys are excited to see us too, so that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. How about you?
Me, you know, I'm a big fan of, you know, Montgomery Gentry, of course, and Colt Ford. I'm a big fan of Colt Ford, you know, and Jason Aldean, so hopefully, you know, I get to see him perform or something tonight.
Well, you know, one other question I had for you, something that's always brought up about country music fans is that they're incredibly loyal and incredibly dedicated, and I see sort of that same passion and fever in wrestling fans. I mean, do you see that parallel, and can you just sort of talk about the commitment of the wrestling fans?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain. I mean, you know, I've talked to, you know, some of the guys here, some of the singers, and they talk about, you know, when they go on the road, they can drive 150 miles to the next town or whatever, and there'd be a lot of the same fans that were at one show that came to another, and they see almost the exact same show, but they're so loyal that they just love them, and that's the same way with wrestling fans. We have people that, you know, drive, you know, 150, 200 miles to see almost the same show just because they love it. They love country music and they love wrestling, and that's good for us to have such loyal fans, you know. So
wonderful. Well, we appreciate you guys stopping by with us. We are here on the purple carpet at the CMT Music Awards.
Okay, so we're here with Kip Moore. So, Kip, tell us. First off, I better turn this over to Becca because I got to let everybody know she is a huge fan. If you've been reading her tweets and her reports, you love Kip. So I'm going to give the mic to you.
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that I was actually a working professional, I might be considered a stalker. I absolutely am a diehard fan. Now, you just had your song #1 for 2 weeks in a row, and I know you were kind of having a hard time wrapping your brain around that.
I still am. I mean, I'm so humbled by the whole thing, and a chance that I get to play music for a living right now. It's a dream come true for me.
Well, and let me ask you, I mean, I have told you this with no offense meant, that Something About a Truck is a great song, but I don't even think it begins to do your album justice. There's so much more.
I'm ready to unwrap the layers of this record, and that's what we're about to start getting to do, so we're excited.
Well, I'm just going on record. Kip Moore, Up All Night, one of the best albums of 2012. You heard it from me.
That's right, and I've got to second that, absolutely. So continue good things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We are here on the purple carpet with Grace Potter. Now, Grace, I have to ask you, you have kind of had your world opened up to an entirely new fan base. Can you talk about the fact that Kenny Chesney calls and is telling you, I'm in love with you in your music, I want you to come out with me? Are you sort of taken aback at first?
It really did surprise me. I mean, I didn't know anything about him. I do know that I appreciate country music, and I always have, but it wasn't really about that. It was about the song. I mean, Kenny as a star, I knew he was a huge star, but I loved this song from the second I heard it. There was no question in my mind it was the right song to record. I flew down to Nashville over the course of 2 days, and I mean, there we were. And like we said, I mean, we're lifetime friends now. I mean, he's a really, really wonderful guy and someone who has really opened a lot of doors for me and my band to come into a totally different world that we otherwise never would have made our way into. So I feel like the luckiest girl in the world.
What was it like working on that song together? Did the sparks, did you just feel them instantly?
Oh, instantly. Oh, you should have seen us. We bonded over Eastbound and Down. So that was our bonding moment. That was when we really broke the ice, was when we realized that we both had a deep affinity for Kenny Powers and all things, you know, controversial in that show. But we took Polaroids and we had a goofy good time. It was his birthday. And that was the first day I ever met him. So it just went up from there. It was really fun.
Well, and I have to ask, you have your first weekend under your belt, all stadiums, all summer long, Brothers of the Sun. Can you talk about being part of this tour?
I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's so humbling, and I'm mystified as to how we got on this tour personally, but it's so much fun to bring our music to a group of people who I didn't know how they would receive it, and to see the reception, to see how amazingly open-minded the fans are. They just want to rock. They just want to rock and dance and have a ball. So I'm very honored and touched to be a part of it. And that the noise that 50,000 people make when they're singing along to your song, not bad either.
Well, and can you also real quickly just talk about, I mean, the one thing that people constantly comment with Kenny Chesney is his work ethic. And can you talk about being able to observe that firsthand and be that close to it?
Oh, it's no joke. Yeah, he's really, I mean, I went to say hello to him on the first day just to check in and say, hey. And within like 5 minutes, I realized that he had been getting things done the whole time. Like, he's just hanging out and we're just talking, but there's all this buzz around him. And I realized that he's making these command decisions in the moment, and he's just so good at balancing it. And I think that's the most important thing. If you're going to have that kind of work ethic, some people have to pick work ethic or a great performer, but he can do both. So he's a double threat.
Well, have a great summer.
Grace Potter, thanks for stopping and talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're on the purple carpet with our good buddy Colt Ford. Colt, this just seems like a big party. Does it feel that way to you?
That's the way it should be, shouldn't it? I mean, that's what makes this show fun. I mean, and it's not so stuffy or anything like that. It's more of a just let your hair down, have fun, which is what I do even at the stuffy ones. I still act the same, so.
Can you talk about the fact your career is so unique? You are kind of proof that you don't have to do it the cookie cutter way, that you don't have to follow the formula of Nashville, that you can go out and forge your own path. Talk about the fact that you've been able to have such great success doing it the Colt Ford way.
I didn't set out to like blaze any new trail or anything. I just wanted to make the best music I could make, but I've done it, it's been kind of forced to do that way, but it's okay though. I've built real fans, you know what I mean? And I think that's important, and we need to remember that here in the town, that we need artists to let them be original in who they are, because if you just base it on something that y'all have made up, then what's going to happen when that goes away? Then they don't have those fans anymore. And you want to have the Charlie Daniel career, you know what I mean, where he shows up, he don't have to have a new record out, and still thousands of people show up to see him. That's what you want.
Well, and not only that, I mean, but you have capitalized on the whole grassroots aspect of and you've shown that, you know what, if you just build diligently and steadily, that you can build a huge career.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly been a tougher road to hoe. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, but it's okay. It's been a blessing in a lot of ways too. You know, I mean, there's been no fast success. It's been play 200 shows a year, but most importantly, just take care of the fans. Just give everything you can to the fans, and at the end of the day, you're winning if you do that anyway.
Okay, Colt, I got to ask you a fun question.
Right.
Now, Willie's song, Roll It Up. A lot of people talking about that one. That's kind of a guilty pleasure when you roll it up, that kind of thing.
Roll-ups is what we're talking about.
Right?
One of those
any guilty
sandwiches, I don't know.
Any guilty pleasures that you had that you'd like to share with us?
I weigh 300 pounds. I have lots of guilt. Is that a trick question, really? Ask Jake Owen that. He's skinny. I mean, I have lots of guilty pleasures.
I see your tweets about the Waffle House and everything
Waffle
else.
House and Hamburger Helper. Come
Right.
on.
I know.
Come
You make
on.
me
Bring the
hungry.
camera and we'll have some fun.
All right, we are on the purple carpet with The Farm. I tell you what, you guys are just burning up the charts with Home Sweet Home. How does that feel to watch a single go up the charts like that?
Amazing. I mean, it's awesome, and to be here at the CMT Awards it's honestly it's a kind of a dream come true. Every one of us has been in town a long time. We've all worked hard to get here, and it's kind of nice to just all of a sudden take a step back and go, all right, here we are.
Yes.
Very cool.
And you guys have done things on your own. You've got quite a pedigree. What made it work? What made it click for the three of you to get together?
I think the thing that made it work was the sound. You know, we got together and wrote. You know, and what clicked really early was like just how our voices blended, which is a real odd thing considering we're so different, musicians, and but when that just worked, it was something that at least kept us writing. We wrote a great song together, and we continue to write. And then other people started saying, "You guys, got something there," and we made us take a step back and realize, there's something to this.
Talk to me about it. I actually work for a radio station here in town in addition to working for the Country Vibe. And I remember when you came into the conference room, it's sort of a winning over process. So talk about when you go out and you kind of maybe see these stone faces in the crowd, and then you guys sort of put your energy out there and you get that feedback and you win them over. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. That's totally one of my favorite things about performing. I love going into a room with stone faces. It's probably one of my favorite things to do because, especially with this group, it's so dynamic and there's so much energy behind the music. You can't help but move your head and smile and dance along with the music. I love that. So it's a great challenge.
We hope that's what we strive for anyway.
Yeah.
Now, Krista, you've been on the show before. You've been down with us on the stage on Broadway. It was great to have you, and then to see that this all happened. So, what made it click for you?
Well, have you seen these two guys? Hello.
We're actually just her bodyguards. We.
No, wait. Who's bodyguard? Huh?
Yeah, right.
You just watch out. Anyway, no.
When you look like that, you need a bodyguard. You know what I mean?
No.
She needs two of you.
That's
too.
right.
You guys are not trying to stir up trouble, but obviously when you're three very dynamic personalities in close quarters, what do you do when you're out on the road and maybe stuck in the bus and you're like, I am over you. I gotta get away.
That's a great question, and we've had those things happen. But
Krista wants to talk.
Oh yeah, look. That's
come on
Go ahead. That's it.
What'd you say? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
We each have our own world that we go to, behind headphones, behind a Starbucks coffee, by different worlds. We're able to find our own worlds within this world of the farm, which is good and it's healthy, and we communicate really well. Even when we are at each other, so at the end of the day, we can hug and we can love each other and kiss it out.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, so absolutely. Great things coming for you. Thanks for stopping by the farm.
Here we are on the purple carpet with Jana Kramer. Her album just came out. Now, you were kind of known as the girl on the bicycle. So can you talk about being able to put this album out and letting people know that you're more than just the girl on the bicycle and giving them a taste of who you are?
Yeah, and it's been nice, too, that I'm not just an actress, too. That's been awesome. It's like, this is what I really want to do in country music is, the number one thing, my passion in life. And so the album, I'm so proud of it. Scott Hendricks, my producer, and I just wanted to give a real, authentic, country-sounding album, and I'm very proud of it. So.
And Jenna, you've had a lot of success with your acting. What do you think the acting prepared you for a country music career?
You know what? It helped me believe in myself because it took me a while to say that I could do it. I could just be me because it was so easy to hide behind something. And so now that I'm actually just being myself, it's really cool. So.
Well, I just want to ask real quickly, your single is Why You Wanna. Yep. I imagine that you almost have to take on the role of part-time therapist because that's a song that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, and they're coming to you like, girl, preach it.
And I relate to it. So every time I'm still thinking of that not nice guy that did that to me. So
Why You Wanna.
It's like it's my therapy to sing it, so it's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on the album. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
On the purple carpet, here we are, Brantley Gilbert. I tell you, what a year you are having, my friend. What does it feel like?
Man, it feels awesome, man. I'm really, really excited about what's going on. Couldn't be happier.
And talk to me about your song, You Don't Know Her Like I Do. Every time I hear that song on the radio, it seems like a soundtrack to a movie or a TV show. Like, it should have pictures going along with it. When you wrote that song, obviously, but when you had the finished product, did you sort of feel like this was a movie in lyrics? Because that's how I see it every time I hear it.
Yeah, I think it paints a picture. It was a real life situation. I wrote it about a real girl and a real thing that happened in my life, and that song's really real to me, and I just wrote it the way I felt, so I'm glad it comes across that way.
Oh, it feels so good. And I have to ask you, first of all, you've been out on tour with Eric Church, and now you're getting ready to transition to the Toby Keith tour. Talk about two huge powerhouses, and the fact that you kind of, steal a little bit of the thunder. I walked out of the Eric Church show here in Nashville, and people were like, holy cow, Brantley Gilbert, amazing. So can you talk about the fact, A, being able to learn from them, and then B, sort of being able to kind of hold your own and steal some of their thunder?
We go out and rock. That's all we know how to do. But as far as those guys go, they're awesome performers. And awesome artists, awesome writers. And, it was just a lot of fun to share the stage with Eric. And, I took things away from his performance. And, I'm sure I will from Toby, too. Being who he is. So I'm really excited about what's going on.
And then real quickly, I want to ask you, I know when you were here in Tennessee, you went up to Columbia Harley-Davidson and you picked up a little toy to take out on the road with you. Can you talk about how you've been enjoying that? I mean, do you just sort of sneak away when you land in a city and just go for a ride?
Yeah, we unloaded the trailer. They actually gave me 3 Harleys. So
wow. I need to be your friend.
Oh, yeah. So we just get them off the bus and take off.
Fun, exciting.
I tell you what, have fun. Congratulations and continued success. Brandley Gilbert, I tell you.
Thanks, man.
You bet. Good seeing you.